Migrants, there's an unlikely hero who has emerged a month ago. Actor Sonu Sood, he's been organizing transport for stranded migrant workers in Mumbai who have run out of cash and patience. His buses take them back to Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Jharkhand and Bihar. In the last 2 days, Sonu Sood has expanded his philanthropy and launched a toll-free number for people to contact him in case they need his help getting home. Sonu Sood is on the show today for a quick chat with us. Sonu, thank you very much for joining us here on Corona Files. My first question to you is a simple one. It would have been easier for you to donate money to the Prime Minister Care Fund and said, well, I've done my bit. You decided you wanted to do more. Why is that? Was there one incident or thing that possibly triggered this off?
First of all, thank you so much for having me. And of course, we had all seen those visuals of millions of migrants walking down the highways across the country with little kids, with elder parents. So I just realized, actually, these are the people who build our homes, our roads, our offices. And now when they want to go back to their homes, there's no one to help them. And they are, I would say, feeling so helpless that, there's no one actually to take them back to their homes. The states are not accepting them. They don't want them. The states they are staying in, they don't have anything to eat, or how the families are going to survive. So I just spoke to almost 80 to 90 migrants who were planning to walk down to Karnataka. So that was the first time I was able to convince them, and I could arrange all the permissions from Maharashtra government and Karnataka government, and we sent 350 home. And then I realized that it's not about the story of 350, but the millions who are stuck. So then I thought, no, it's a journey that has to continue, and I'll make sure that every migrant who's stuck anywhere in the part of the country, I'll make sure that he will reach his home safely. So that's what I've been doing now.
Sort of 40 lakh people have walked back home. These are statistics that the government of India has given to the Supreme Court. 90 lakh migrants have taken trains. When you started your bus service, as it were you aware of this magnitude?
I knew that there are millions, but I also knew that, if I can help maybe 500,000 or maybe less than that, still it'll make a difference, because if you can help one migrant, there are 5 of the other family members, whether you talk about their parents, whether you talk about their wives or kids, they feel happy about it that their parents or their kids are back home safe. So I thought that I have to do my bit. And when I started with numbers where we had sent almost 12,000 people home, and then there were hundreds of requests on my Twitter handles, on my social media. So that's the time I thought of getting a toll-free number where people could get in touch with us. And in one day, we had received 70,000 requests to go back to their homes.
70,000 or 17,000?
70,000.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I think that tells you the magnitude. And I was about to ask you that I believe your helpline number is flooded with requests. What are the sort of requests that you're getting? Because, the government is telling us that, well, we are now running enough Shramik trains and anyone who wants to go home can go home. But if your helpline number gets 70,000 calls and requests in one day, that is saying something.
No, I would say the government has run all these Shramik trains, and a lot of people are benefiting out of it. They are traveling, and a lot of people have been able to go to their homes. But still, a lot of people who didn't get registered or who are not sure whether they're going to get any calls, because if 50 to 70 trains run, there are, people in lakhs, they know that it's not going to happen and they can't survive for a day. So they have to go back to their homes. Either they'll walk down or they'll take a taxi or they'll sit on a truck, but they have to go back to their homes. So I think it's very important to get them back and win that confidence that just stay here and we'll make you reach back to your loved ones.
And I believe you've been getting some funny requests as well. I was seeing your Twitter feed and I laughed out loud at least a couple of times.
Yeah, of course, I'm awake almost 24/7, last 23 hours. I'm up, just answering people. And now I feel there are multiple requests. Someone wants to meet their girlfriend, someone wants to go to the parlor, someone wants to go to a wine shop. And, I think all these things are there, but I'm trying to do my bit and trying to help all these people, in a humorous way, just trying to answer them.
Have you given yourself a time frame कि इसके बाद नहीं करूँगा?
Yeah, I have given myself a time frame. The time frame says that till the last migrant reaches his home, I'm not going to stop.
That could be many months.
That could be many months, but I'll still try to do it, and I feel that it's very, very important. I'm getting calls for people who are stuck in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, a lot of places. Now there's a ray of hope that suddenly has emerged from nowhere, and, I feel there's a huge sense of responsibility on my shoulders to make this happen. But I'm sure, with a lot of these trains starting, and a lot of after post-first, I think a lot of travel avenues will open, so that will make life easy. But yeah, I have to do to the best of my capabilities. Yeah.
Sonu, do you wish, my last question to you, do you wish that other people had come forward to help you as well? Because, sending migrant homes is not the job of just one citizen. Sending migrants home is the job of the government, of every citizen in this country. Do you wish that people from your fraternity, and why just your fraternity, people from all walks of lives could have contributed to your cause?
When I started, there's a very close friend of mine, her name is Neeti Goyal, childhood friend. We were distributing rations to almost 45,000 people every day, and still we do. And that's the time we both just thought that, we won't let them walk on their foot, and it's so dangerous. So we spoke to them, and we thought that, we have to make this happen, and we have to start something called Ghar Bhejo, or we'll make them, everyone go back to their homes. Then I got my chartered accountants, almost 10, 12 of them who are making those lists. Then I got my wife, my kids, they are making, one is making Gorakhpur, one is making Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, one is making Uttarakhand. So every single person I know, I'm taking help, just make some kind of contribution to it in form of whether it's making those charts and who's traveling from here and who needs to be picked from which place. Especially in Bombay, people are living in Nalasopara, Vasai, Palghar. All these areas are so difficult to actually access and get them back to the place where you want them to travel from. But I think it's not an effort that can be just restricted to one, but a lot of people have to come forward and do it, and people are coming forward. I get so many requests, and people say that, I want to sponsor a bus, I want to sponsor half a bus, I want to sponsor 10 people who can travel, I want to sponsor 2 buses. So yeah, we've got a lot of people, and I think that brings my faith back in the humanity that, okay, there are minds, there are hearts who are beating for these migrants.
Before I let you go, Sonu, you've been helping to send migrants back home, and yet when you hear of times and accidents where migrants are walking back, killed on the railway tracks, or a little 1-year-old child playing with the pallu of his dead mother who's died because of exhaustion and hunger. Do you feel कि यार ये कितनी बड़ी लड़ाई है, मैं कब तक लड़ूंगा? How much can I help? What goes through your mind when you see things like this?
It gives me goosebumps when I think about it. It's so scary and so. I mean, it's very difficult to actually see those visuals, and we are doing it. I've been collecting the lists of every single migrant who lost their lives on the highways, who lost their loved ones, who are the people connected to their wives, their children, their parents, who are the people who got injured anywhere in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and whatever places. So I'm already collecting the list. We will make sure that, we'll reach out to everyone. We'll try to do best for them also. So it's a huge list. When I see, it touched me the most was when those reports used to come in the newspaper that 8 migrants died or 20 migrants died. They're not migrants. They're Indians who want to go back to their homes where they were born, brought up. And now this state where they're living, they don't have anything to eat. That state which they want to go, they don't want to accept them. So where are these guys going to live? These are the actual, I would say, the players who made our country proud, and we can't let them off. So when I go through that list, they said Ram Mohan, Mritik ka naam, Ram Mohan, uski patni bachi hui hai, ye uska account number. So when I read those things, I said, what must be going in the mind of Ranjana, who lost her husband, who was walking down to Bihar or some part of the Uttar Pradesh, and they're never going to come out of it, and they're not going to, I would say, lead a normal life ever. That's gone, and I feel that we have failed as humans.
You are, I think, absolutely right that we as citizens have let down many of our fellow citizens. It's just not right to call them simply migrant labor and dismiss them off. Thank you very much, Sonu Sood, for joining us for this conversation. You're such an inspiration, a real-life hero to many, many. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.